Welcome at Painting at School, Grade 4, Part 2. In the last lesson we did the animals. And if you look at the paintings of the animals and the way we painted these animals, the cow for instance, you see there are some new colors on the paper. And I show you here this grey, bluish, brownish color by this picture. And also here you can see different tones. There's a big difference with the first three classes. So we had the primary colors, the secondary colors, and now we go into more darkness, the fall colors, the colors of the autumn. And I made a color range to show you it once again. So in kindergarten and grade 1 we had a yellow, a red and a blue. And this yellow was a mix of lemon and golden yellow. So these two you use to get a more yellow, or the yellow you want for your painting lesson. We made a red, and this red was built up mix of vermilion and carmine red. And we have worked with a blue, and the blue was built up by ultramarine and Prussian. And then we started to mix the colors. And by mixing we had a green from lemon and Prussian blue, but we can also make a green of golden yellow and ultramarine. So you see the difference, just what you needed for the painting lesson. And of course we made an orange out of yellow and red, and then we had two violets. The red and the ultramarine together give the very nice warm violet, and then we have the cooler bluish violet, the Prussian and the carmine red. And now in grade 4 we will mix these secondary colors. So we can put red on the green, we can blue put on the orange, and we can put yellow on the violets. Then you get totally different colors. The more brown, or even it looks gray or black. And I will show you an exercise you can do in grade 4 to get to experience how you can paint, how you can mix these three colors or different tones in brown and grey, black colors. So I will cover the whole page with a yellow, a red and a blue. So the three primary colors. Intensive color, spread out about 1/3 of the whole paper. So it's a strong, intensive yellow. And then we take the red, carmine red, And then we take Prussian blue. So we cover the whole paper with these 3 primary colors. And now I should like to have the 3 mixed colors, the green, the orange and the violet. Let's start with the orange. We can mix on the paper. You will also use these colors here. So I take a little bit vermilion and mix it just on the border of these 2. Just 1/3 orange. And if it is too red, I can take some golden yellow too. Now I will mix the violet. So we need some red, the Prussian, and some blue over the red. The violets are always the most difficult ones if you compare it with the green or the orange. I think because of the darkness, the first color to the darkness. Some red in the Prussian. And now we make the green. Take some blue. And we have a totally different impression of the painting now. The radiating colors, yellow, blue and red, disappear. And we have a green, an orange and a violet. The secondary colors. Now we want to add a color which is missing to get the fall colors of autumn, or the earthy colors, or tertiary colors. So in the orange we have a red and we have a yellow, and the blue is missing. So I start with Prussian blue now in the orange. See what happens. You get very interesting grays, browns, just depending how much blue we put on it and the quality of the orange. You come close to the darkness. Are the colors of the painter Rembrandt, the brown colors. So what is missing here? It is the red and the blue, so we need yellow. So let's take golden yellow, see what happens. And green is left. Green is built up from yellow and blue, and red is missing. So I take red now. And then you can connect them a little bit, taking away the borders. And still you see some violet, even some blue or yellow or red radiating through it. And each time you will see you get other colors, more brown, more gray. It depends on what's on the board already. For grade 4, 3 primary colors as a start is maybe too much, so you can start with a yellow and a blue, so you get a green, and you put a red on, so you can make the painting easier going for these younger children. But in class grade 5 and 6, 7, 8, you can do this exercise with the 3 primary colors and discover all kind of tones from brown into the gray. And it could also be interesting to leave some yellow, red and blue, or have some green left, or orange or violet. So there are many variations. And I'm coming back with this exercise in grade 6, 7 to make nice landscapes out of it. In grade 4 we have a new element. I told you already in the last lesson, from soul mood to nature moods. So in the color circle we find the hot area here, the cold, the more wet parts, or the dry parts. And that's the elements we use for painting landscape. And a beautiful point of departure is the story of the Nordic mythology, the Edda from Iceland. In this creation of man, the creation of the earth, it's about fire, Muspelheim, and Niflheim, that's the world of the cold, of the ice. So we can paint with the children the world of the fire. Like you see here, the world of the fire, in red and orange colors. Or the cold world, in the blue tones. And then of course you can make combinations. And in this combination, the landscape is starting. So you see here the red colors meeting the blue ones, or the blue is meeting the red ones. So we still have 2 different colors, the blue and the red. But it could also be the blue and the yellow, or the yellow and the red. And then it's time to look at one color. For instance, red. You have the carmine red and the vermilion red. What kind of atmosphere, what kind of landscape will come out of this? Or the Prussian blue of ultramarine. Or even the lemon yellow, which is a little bit cooler than the golden yellow. So I will show you the different possibilities. So here we see the world of the fire, the warmth, it's hot, and the cold world. Of course, it is just an example where you can have these colors on your paper, but the lines, everything can change the composition. It is just as a start idea, just to show you how it looks like. Because you can turn it upside down. And then we name the red here and a Prussian there. Or we take a blue and a yellow. Or the blue with the yellow down. Or the red and the yellow. And upside down. And all the time it's a totally different impression. So with fantasy, this as a start, the children can paint all these landscapes. And now we will look at one color. So we have a golden yellow and a lemon, and we can change it into a lemon and a golden. A totally different experience. Now we go to the red, and we have vermilion and carmine red. or a carmine red and a vermilion. Look at the blue. You go to the ultramarine and the Prussian, a warmer and a colder blue, and a warmer ultramarine and a colder Prussian down. Just a start for a landscape painting, and lets the children discover all these nuances in one color. Of course, we can continue painting figures up to class grade 5. So this is an example with 2 figures, 2 in different mood colors. So you can look at a color circle, 2 opposite colors, like a blue one, a blue figure presenting a quality, and an orange, or a yellow and a green. I'll show you some examples later. So this is from the Edda, and this is Balder, one of the gods, and Loki. And Loki put a poisoned one here on the bow, so he will kill his brother. So you're looking for a color presenting this element, this quality of Loki, and this blind Balder who is just doing what he's said. So look into the color circle with your class, with the children, which combination is the right one presenting the situation out of one of the stories told in grade 4 and grade 5. Children like to paint castles, knights, everything what happens around castles. A castle in a landscape, because there are many stories about in grade 4 or in 5 or 6. So I took a color exercise in which you can paint out of the color with a new color the landscape and the castle. Look, I started with a yellow, orange, red, a yellow, orange, red, and then with a blue you get a violet and you paint in blue the castle. Just as a start of a painting, because then you can continue. You let it free how you will end the whole painting. We started with yellow, but we can start with red, violet, blue. A red, violet, blue, and then with a yellow we make the landscape and the form of a castle and towers. And then we take a blue, green, yellow, a blue, green, yellow, and then with the red ones we let appear the castle. So with fantasy they can paint on this landscape with other details, maybe the sun or the moon or clouds or things which happen here in the landscape or in the castle.